Tell me how you and Duke, like, tell me about the story. Like, I need to know, like, how did you guys meet?
He comes to the bar and he's ordering drinks like normal. And the third time he came back, I was like, Patron and pineapple, right? You know, just being a bartender. So yeah, he kind of just like, I'm here for you. What you doing after? I took his number and we hung out the next day, and the rest is kind of history. And now I live in LA.
Let's talk about the breakup, because I think it's beautiful. You and Duke, you guys killing the game, but you said you broke up for 8 months?
So we split because we were dating. So we were dating for 7 months, and then we split. We just stopped dating, basically. So it's not like we were ever officially together. You know, there was just like a lot of miscommunication, a lot of ego going on, and then I told him to lose my number. I did. But it's fine because, you know.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine because look at where I am at now. So in that moment, I was really just in my feelings, and I was very adamant about what I didn't like. And I, you know, in some sense, looking back now, there's other ways I could have said things and done things. I was just like, I don't like that you're doing this, and what do you think we should like keep doing this? And I didn't like his response, so I told him to delete my number, like lose my number. I said, lose it.
Lose my number.
Lose
so
it.
You were okay, period. But you were, because I feel like, let's just be really, really real.
Yeah.
Of course, you're amazing, queen, body, everything. But I feel like another woman might be like, girl, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, for sure. My friends were like, Chanel, you could have just like, are you gonna talk to him? No.
So
you know,
nothing in your mind, you weren't like, am I losing a catch, or you know,
I wasn't. I think that because I entered the situation, because it was just like so like out of the blue, I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't even necessarily looking for a relationship at the time. It was just like, if it happened, it happened. But I was so in mode, like working on my business, that I was just like, it's either someone's gonna take the road with me or they're not. I was just in that space. If it was a different point in my life, then it might have been, my answer would have been different. But obviously after saying that, every man is gonna receive that message differently. I've told people to lose my number and they didn't. But Duke was just like, he didn't receive that. He did not like it. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm dealing with a different kind of man, because he's not gonna just like run back to me like, no, Chanel, don't go. You know, so that was my first like.
He was like, whatever.
He was like, yeah, okay. Like no communication. And then like, you know, as a woman, I had my few nights where I was like, hey, do you want to talk? And you know, I just didn't like fight the situation too much. I was just like, okay, well, whatever. He's going back to LA. I live in New York, whatever. It was fun while it lasted.
Got it.
And then 8 months went on. I was dating different people. I'm sure he was dating different people. And then one night I was drunk out with my friends, drinking Hennessy, and I text him.
Come on, Henny will do that.
8 months later, yes. Wow. So shout out to Hennessy for that. Yeah, so I just texted him one night, 8 months later, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he responded.
Got it. So I have a lot of like my brothers, okay? They tend to be, you know, very much so alpha males, actually alpha in the fraternity, and then alpha just like alpha males. And they happen to be Nigerian, and so Duke is Nigerian.
Yeah.
Tell me the real, okay? I hear Nigerian men can be very strong, opinionated, have an idea of what they want the home, the life to be. How has that, or has that even played a role in your relationship? Especially because for you, like, yes, you are sweet, Chanel, okay, Coco, yes, but there's definitely some spice in you.
Yeah.
How has that, or if that has even had a play in your relationship, and was there something that you needed to do to kind of establish, like, hey, bruh, love you, you're definitely a king, but we need to establish some stuff here?
Yes. I think that although I can have a very strong personality, I know and understand moments where I need to be a little bit submissive, or just, I know that word sets people off.
Come on, but I tip on that.
Yeah, I know how to be a little bit submissive to my man, just because I trust him and I know that he's capable. I think that, you know, there's people are hesitant to be submissive to their partner when they don't really trust them, or they can't you know, expect them to follow through with certain things.
Exactly.
So because we've built up that dynamic even before we, you know, started to do anything where we're working together, I can trust that, you know, Duke is going to handle certain things without it being like a tug of war. And I think that for him as well, he's not overly like, you know, alpha with me, because he knows that I move things and I know how to be sufficient and do things for myself. So I think that there's a certain level of trust when you as a woman have something that you bring to the table, and then he has his, and you guys just bring it together, and it's just like the table's piling up. It's overflowing, you know, we got a lot going on.
Yes.
So I think that you know, I don't mean to make it sound like it's just like A plus B equals C, and it's just like a simple formula. But again, it comes back to the point of knowing what you can handle. And as women, when you're dating men, right, you notice how that man is with himself. Does he get up early? How is he with his friends? Is he hanging out with his friends all the time? Or is he more of like a disciplined kind of guy, leaves the hanging out for the weekend? Like, so you watch all these patterns and behaviors and see how it'll translate into your relationship, because how someone is with themselves is a product of how they are with everything else, their friends, their partners, their family. So I'm very, I pay attention to all aspects of people, and I don't know if this is the therapist in me or just the person that I've grew to become, but once I take into account all of those things, I can, you know, have a solid idea of someone, especially like my partner. So
what would you say to someone, a queen especially, who maybe feels like she lost the love of her life, or she's going through a really rough patch right now, and, you know, still wants to believe that there's hope because she sees you in Duke? What would you say to her?
I would say that heartbreak is normal. It's normal. Everybody is not meant to be your forever. And I think that sometimes when we fall in love, it feels like this is it, this is forever. But especially when you're younger, right? When I was younger in college, I went through a breakup, my college breakup, with a man I thought I was going to be married to, right? And obviously that's not the case. But I saw how my hurt from that situation was like breaking me as a person. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to just like even get dressed. Like, it almost felt like very like depressive. But I knew that that wasn't functional and it wasn't realistic. And I also knew that he wasn't the last person on earth. So once you like get through those feelings and working through those feelings, it's gonna be tough. I would tell her that it's gonna be tough, but you know, use your friends, use your family to help you, like, you know, get through those moments, but also have that personal time with yourself to like figure out, like, was he really a good person? You know, and most times when you sit down and you think about it, it's like, no, he did this, and then he didn't do this, so it wasn't a good fit. So sometimes just like understanding that people aren't good fits sometimes, and it's okay. It's like, okay, what did I learn from this experience? You know, for me, it was like, I learned that I'm not gonna lose myself no matter what. Like, no matter how much I love someone, I'm just gonna take it as an experience and learn from it. And then, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea, so you just have to find your fish.
Come on. Your following is super supportive. Like, every time I see you do a post, it's like, yes, da, 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 da. I think that's beautiful. And you kind of touched on what I wanted to ask next as we wrap up our interview is, you know, when you think about like the state of where women are right now, especially being Black women, right? The integrity that we're trying to uphold, I think, for both of us is that we can, quote unquote, have it all. You can do what you love. You can pursue your dreams. Maybe there's not perfection in that. You know, maybe both of us are sitting there, and I don't know about you, I have a vision board and I set goals and intentions, and I'm very big on like manifesting what you want. But there is a pressure that I'll feel to
Yes.
make sure that I live to the standard that I would want my future daughter to live up to, that, you know, any woman or sister that I see on the street, or when I'm sitting in a boardroom, or when I'm doing productions, right?
Yeah.
I want people to be like, wow, I can see myself in her as a boss. And so for you, I really want to ask you, like, what are you hoping to leave as a legacy for other queens? And like, what is something that you think, if you were to say, like, this is what me sprinkling my magic as a queen that I'm really intentionally doing every day for my fellow women?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And I want to like expand on that line where you said you can have it all, because I think that when you come from the background that I came from, where it's just like 5 sisters, single mom, just like, you know, living in Brooklyn, you know, you may not know, but Brooklyn is not an easy city. It's really grungy. There's a lot of things that you have to like, it gives you character. So like coming from I wouldn't say my life was hard, but seeing my mother struggle in the ways that she did, I knew that I had to reverse that for myself. I didn't want to be overworked and tired and just like doing things by myself. So I wanted the Prince Charming. I want the house with the white picket fence. I want the big marriage, the big wedding, you know, I want all of that. I want me and my girls to be on a yacht with Birkin bags. I'm playing.
Wait, hold on. You have one.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay,
I'm playing.
okay.
I'll take a Chanel over a Birkin.
Hey,
But I had to throw that in there.
you did.
You know, I want the luxury.
Yes.
I want the luxury. I want it all.
Yeah.
And I think that what I try to do, and I think that every human should try to do, is, especially if you have a platform where people are looking to you, right? You should put your best foot forward at all times. And whether that is you showcasing a hard time, that's great. You know, give people a little bit of something to believe in, especially now with us being in a pandemic, you know, the craziness that's going on with the election. It's just like the least I could do, if I leave this earth tomorrow, God forbid, I could say that I did my best. I showed people how to live their best healthy lives and to be the best person and to feel good and to be confident. So especially as far as women, it's just like, I feel like in Black women, there's such a lack of confidence, and just like, there's just so much pressure that we kind of tend to carry. And I want to really change that narrative and let them know that you don't have to carry the weight of the world. You don't have to be the strong Black woman. Like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to not be able to do something on your own. It's okay to ask for help. So all of those things that I like, those habits that I'm trying to break for myself, I try to show that. And if I could just, you know, really encourage women to just be their best selves and not really feel like you need anybody. Like, you could do it. And then everything, when you're doing your best and in your lane and just killing it, everyone will gravitate towards you. People will love you, just like, you're like a magnet, you know? So if I could just continue to reinforce that idea, then my job's done.
Absolutely. This has been such a phenomenal, refreshing conversation.
I know.
I just absolutely adore you. I'm not just saying it to say it.
Thank you.
I think words are powerful, so I hate lying. But one thing I do want you to be able to do is tell people where they can like find you, follow you, connect with you, like let them know all that.
Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this interview with the beautiful Miss Whitley. You guys can find me and follow me on Instagram at Chanel Delisser. I know that's kind of long, but that's CHANELDELISSER. You could also find me and my boyfriend's YouTube channel on YouTube at Chanel and Duke. You can also check out all of the links that are in my bio. I have an online training program called Coco Fitness. So ladies, I can help you become your own body goals and feel like your best self. And you can also check out Coco Fit Shop, where I have a lot of my workout accessories and clothing will be dropping soon. So look out for that.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
We end in 2020 on a high.
Yes, I love it.
Love it, girl.
Thank you for having me.